All right. Well, in day 3 here, um, we get into how to use cubes in real-world problem-solving situations. Um, and usually with that, not only involves finding cubic roots and things like that, but also with finding surface area. And that's what this first problem deals with. Um, so it says a baseball display case is made of plastic. How many square inches of plastic are used to make the case? So what we got to do first is figure out the side lengths of this cube, which you can barely see here. And it's got a baseball in it. So to find the side length, you're going to cubic root 125 to get 5. From there, you're going to use the surface area formula, which is right here. S equals 6 sides squared. And the reason you multiply it by 6 is because a cube has 6 sides. So you plug in your side that you found, you're going to square it first, then multiply it by 6 to get 150, and that's 150 square inches because you are dealing with surface area, and anytime you deal with the word area, it is in square inches. So what I'm going to have you do right now is work on your self-assessment, and we will go over it in just a minute. All right, so now that you've had some time to complete your assessment, let's see how you did. So number 19 says you have 275 square inches of wrapping paper. Do you have enough wrapping paper to wrap the gift box shown? So this gift box has a volume of 343. But we're only worried about the area, the surface area of this box. So we got to figure out the side lengths first before we can do any of that. So the cubic root of 343 is 7. All right. So that means that this box has side lengths of 7 inches each. So this is a 7 by 7 by 7. Now, what that allows us to do is use the surface formula. So we're going to plug in, for S, we're going to plug in a 7. And 7 squared is 49. And when you multiply 6 times 49, you get 294 square inches. So the surface area of this box is 294 square inches. You only have 275 square inches of wrapping paper. So you are short 19 inches. So no, you do not have enough wrapping paper to wrap this box. You are going to have to patch it. All right, in number 20, it says a cube-shaped end table has a volume of 216 cubic centimeters. Does the end table fit in the corners shown? That's this little area here. So first things first, we have an area, this little area here is 6,400 square centimeters. So if we find the square root of 6,400, we can figure out the area, all right? And that area is 80, all right? So this is 80 by 80, okay? And we're looking for some cubic end table like this for to kind of drag in there and drop and see if it fits, okay? So we have this end table. Well, it's 216,000 cubic centimeters. Well, to figure out the side of this cube, okay, I'm going to erase this 80 here so it doesn't get drug along with it when we do this. So we know it's 80 by 80. All right, so the cubic root of 216,000, when you do it, is 60 centimeters. So this is 60 by 60 by 60. Well, again, for this little area, we don't really care about how tall it is, but we know 60 is wide enough for it to fit in there because 60 is smaller than 80. So does the end table fit into the corner? Yes, because 60 is less than 80, so it will fit into our little area there between those lovely chairs. All right, the last part here is says the relationship between the volumes and the lengths of two cereal boxes is represented by and they give you this formula. So this formula, this kind of goes back to 5th grade when you learned about proportions. This is a proportion. All right, so box A has 192 cubic inches. So we're going to replace the volume here in box A with 192. And it has a length of 8 inches. So over here, the length of box A is 8. And then box B has a volume of 375 cubic inches. And we want to figure out the length of box B. Okay. So the first thing I got to do is multiply. I got to cube this side, the right-hand side. So I'm going to rewrite 192 over 375. 8 cubed is 512, and x cubed is x to the 3rd power. So when you learned about proportions, you know that we cross multiply. Okay, so I'm going to scroll this down a little bit here so we have a little bit of room to write. So 192 times x cubed is 192 x cubed, and 375 times 512 is 192,000. So now we're basically just solving an equation, so to speak, right? Because the length of box B is what we're looking for, which is x, right? We're trying to figure out what x is. So divide by 192 to both sides. That just leaves you x to the 3rd on the left. And 192,000 divided by 192 is 1,000. And I'm going to cubic root both sides to solve for x. The cubic root of 1,000 is 10. So that means box B's length is 10 inches. All right. And then you're going to use your blue sheet to evaluate the assessment. And then the homework problems which we assigned were problems 10, 29, 34, and 37. You can go work on those. All right, so hope you found this video helpful with the self-assessment and how we use cubes in real-world story problems.